Welcome back to Business Mathematics 1. I am Eric from Mathematics Study Program, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences ITB. So today we are still talking about limits, continuity, and derivative. Especially we are going to talk or discuss about the derivative. Now let's look at this problem. We want to find the slope of graph of linear function y equals mx plus c. It never changes for every x. Why? Because we can see here, this is maybe the x-axis and the y-axis. So this is y. So if I'm given here, the line here, so I have the slope at x equal this. The slope is given by this. What about at x equal this? The slope is given by this. So at every point, the slope is always the same, yeah? It's always the same. The slope is always the same. Okay, what about the slope of tangent line at certain point x of a function fx equals x squared? What about this one? If I have maybe this one, I have y equals x squared. Maybe the function is given by this. Okay, yeah? If you look at x equals 0, so the slope of tangent line, if I give you the tangent line, it will be 0. What about the tangent line here at x equals here? So the tangent line is here. The slope changes from 0 to positive. What about here? Okay, the slope here is given by this slope. It will be negative, decrease. 0 minus 0 plus. So you look that at every point, the slope of the tangent line, if I build the tangent line, it will changes every time. It will changes every time. Okay. So okay, let's look at the tangent line at the function fx at x equals 2. So I want to look at the slope here. Okay, how do I find the slope here? First of all, I find the slope between P and Q. P and Q. Okay, the Q is given by x equals 2 plus h. This is f of 2 plus h, the value of f at x equals 2 plus h. This is the value of f at x equals 2. So I want to know what is the slope of this is given by what is the difference between the height. The difference is given by f of 2 plus h, f of this, minus f of this. So f2 plus h minus f2 divided by how far we walk from 2 to 2 plus h, that is h. So I have f of 2 plus h minus f2 divided by h. So this is given by the slope of this line. If h is getting smaller, this one, 2 plus h is maybe this one, 2 plus h. If h is getting smaller, you have this as 2 plus h, and you have this slope. What is the slope of f of 2 plus h minus f2 divided by h, with h that is smaller than this? So if I want to find the slope of tangent line here, I just translate h goes to 0. So it will go here and it will give you the perfect slope of the tangent line. The perfect slope of the tangent line. Okay, the slope of tangent line at x equals 2, we usually call f prime 2. The derivative of f at x equal to. So the derivative of f at x, f prime x, is just the slope of graph y equals fx at x. Okay, yeah? Geometrically. And physically, that is the change of fx from a certain point x equals c to x equals c plus h when h goes to 0. So if this limit exists, we usually write this f prime c. Okay, so we're looking at the derivative of this at x equals 2. Okay, first of all, I want to find the derivative of at every x when fx equals 2. So f prime x is given by fx plus h, the difference of this, with minus fx divided by h. Don't forget, this is a constant function, so fx plus h is 3 and fx is gonna 3. So you have 3 minus 3 divided by h, and 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 divided by h will give you 0. Don't forget, h cannot be 0. It's just neighborhood of 0. Can be negative, can be positive, but cannot be 0. Okay, and 0 divided by a number that is not 0 will give you 0. So f prime x at every point should be 0. Okay, and it matches, it's the same as fx equals 3 is just a horizontal line, and at every line, what does the slope give you 0? Okay, yeah, so f prime 2 is give you 0 also. Okay, this one, find the derivative of the function at every x, fx equal to x plus 3. So f prime 2 is the limit of h goes to 0 of f2 plus h minus f2 divided by h. Okay, this is fx. What is f2 plus h? You just substitute x with 2 plus h. 2 times 2 plus h minus 3. 2 times 2 plus h minus 3. Minus, substitute 2. 2 times 2 minus 3. 2 times 2 minus 3. So you have 4 plus 2h minus 3 minus 4 minus plus 3. So you have 2h divided by h. Remember, h is never 0, so it cancels out, so it will give you 2. Okay, so this is the linear function. The slope is given by 2 and the derivative is given by 2 also at every point. Okay, oh sorry, at x equals 2. So what about this one? If I want to find f2, f prime 2, maybe I'll just f prime 1, yeah. F prime 1 is the limit of h to 0 of f x plus h minus fx divided by h. No, we are looking at 1, so x should be 1. Okay, yeah? And it will give you what if f1 plus h? f1 plus h, so you substitute x with 1 plus h minus 1 plus h, okay, yeah? Squared plus 3 times x, x is 1 plus h, minus f1. What is f1? f1 is minus 1 squared plus 3 times 1. Okay, yeah? So you have this is, I can calculate this, so it will give you 1 squared is 1 plus 2h plus h squared, isn't it? Okay, and what about this one? I can get this, I have 3 plus 3h. Okay, 3 times 1 plus 3 times 3 is 3h. So I have, and what about this one? Okay, minus 1 squared. This is careful, yeah. Minus 1 squared is not the same as minus 1 squared. Okay, yeah. Minus 1 squared is minus 1 times 1. It will give you minus 1. What about this one? Minus 1 times minus 1. It will give you plus 1. So this one is 1 squared. 1 squared times 1 minus 1 minus 1 plus 3. Okay, yeah? And what do you get? Uh, minus 1 minus 2h minus h squared plus 3h. This is plus 1 minus minus 1 minus 3. So 1 minus 1 cancels out, 3 and 3 cancels out, so that leaves us minus 1 cancels out, minus 3 cancels out. So I'm given this. And 3h minus 2h is just h. So how do you solve this? I can factor this out. Don't forget, yeah, this is 0 divided by 0 because h equals 0 is in the domain of this function. So it is not a good function, so I have to factorize it. H times 1 minus h. Okay, yeah? H and h cancels out, so it leaves us a limit of 1 minus h. So it will give you 1 minus, this is a good function, so we just substitute it, it will give you 1. Do I do something wrong here? It should give me minus 2 plus 3. Minus 2 plus 3. Yes, it will give you 1. Okay, you can do this on your own. Try this. Try doing this. But to find the derivative using this is too cumbersome. So we usually have this. Okay, using the table. Try to find, let's try find this, the derivative of this, yeah, using the table. Find the derivative of fx equals x 3x squared minus 1 over let's say x squared. Okay, so the derivative is given by is 3 times 2x x to the power of 2 minus 1 minus, this is x to the minus 2. Okay, so you have minus 2 x to the minus 2 minus 1. So you have 6x x to the 1 plus 2x minus 3. So in short, 6x plus 2 divided by x cubed. Okay, yeah? Okay. And you just try this one. Don't forget, square root of z is z to the power of a half. Okay, try this. Don't forget, this is just a dummy variable. Okay, thank you so much.